Here's my latest NTI boiler install. It's a pretty simple system. It's just got one zone of infloor and one zone for a fan coil. It comes up and along and feeds a fan coil over here. And this is a combi unit, so inside it has a plate heat exchanger, and it makes domestic water basically on demand, so that's why the domestic comes right out outside and feeds the hot right there. So I don't have a indirect hot water tank on this system, and I ran a primary secondary loop. So I got my primary loop that runs along there and heads back in, and then I've got two secondary loops. I got a secondary that takes off here for the infloor, and then the secondary that takes off there. Closely spaced T's for your secondaries, so you don't get a pressure differential between your supplies and returns. This is kind of a goofy setup. You've got one pump that runs the basically high temperature and low temperature. So this one pump here runs whenever the boiler runs. That's your primary loop. If there's a call for infloor, it'll run that, and it goes through this loop here. If you get a call for domestic, inside here, the three-way zone valve there will switch so that the water now pumps through this pump line right there, which comes in and into that plate heat exchanger. So that pump still runs, so the boiler fires up into higher temperature, runs high temperature to do your domestic hot water, and that zone valve switches so that it's now pumping just domestic, and then this secondary loop doesn't pump. These pumps might still turn on, but they won't be getting any hot water from the boiler because there's no water going through that primary loop. And then yeah, once the domestic hot water stops calling, that zone valve switches again, goes back to running through the infloor primary loop, and away you go.